I just came back from feeding my duck baby doll baby cakes and butterscotch biscuits with pointy elbows. The nasty truth about taking profits is that only 1 in 20 people can actually exit in any market. Yes, it's true. I want to tell you that not everybody can actually take profits. Liquidity prevents that. It's too thin everywhere. Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'm going to go and use examples here because there's verifiable on-chain transparent data and we don't actually have to guess. Shout out to the gentleman who made this T-Share data website, Ben Sierra. What a boss. I was looking for this information for so long. I've already made a video on this, but this is so important. What's happening, friends? Everybody's got PTSD from the bear market, myself included. Now I'm going to think, you know what? Every time there's euphoria, I'm going to click out something. Here's the problem. The problem is we don't live in a vacuum. Everybody knows this. There are 420 million people in crypto now. There are 420 million people who remember laser eyes from the top of the bull. They remember to take profits now. They remember to take profits, friends. So when we go from 420 million, okay, so 0.4 billion, up to 1 billion, that's 600 million people coming. That's not enough for everybody to get giant multipliers because everybody's taking profits. Yes, the industry becomes an industry of jeets. I'm serious. I've got to explain this to you so you know. And there's nothing I can do to change how the market's going to react. It's already happened. You've already learned. I know you like, subscribe, press the bell button. I appreciate every single one of you and here to shock the algorithm for me. But the truth is, even if I wasn't here, you would know. When the bull market comes, people are going to be telling you, take profit, take profit. And now instead of ignoring, you're going to say, you know what, I've got to get something out. Now multiply that by everybody else in the industry. You know it's true. Markets get harder, markets get smarter. This is why. You ever wonder why Bitcoin can't go up as much as it used to? 20,000x, 600x, 120, and then 5x. Why? Look at who's coming in, friends. Innovators. Innovators never take profit. They're innovating. Early adopters, they barely take profit. Early majority, nah, not really. Conservatives, yep, they start taking it. Skeptics, which is Roca Negra, the ETF, well, you better bet your berries, both of your berries, that they're going to be taking. Oh, wow, look, I'm up 12% on the 3 months. Hey, wow, 12%, I better get some out. You got to take profit. Nobody ever went broke taking profits. The reason they're here is because they got no idea what they're doing. All right? If they had any clue, they would have been in years ago with us. Don't forget that. So liquidity is very important. It's going to tell you the truth. I've made videos on this, many videos on this, but you got to hear it again and again and again and again. For all coins and assets, if you take the snapshot of the highest price in the bull market for that coin and you check the valuation, the market cap, which everybody says not to look at, if you go and check that price and you go, okay, what was it for that coin? We're going to use examples here, like Cardano was 100 billion. Only about 5% could actually exit out for profit. This is Cardano's market cap, okay? It hit 100 billion in the bull market. You know, I'm going to show you with the real numbers, friends. You're not going to believe me. It's actually less than 5%. You're not going to, I promise you, you're not going to believe me. I'm going to show you the numbers. That's why God bless the Hexicans for Real DeFi, giving me on-chain transparent data. If you want me to go talk about other coins, give me the real and transparent data. I don't want to guess. With these coins, there's volume coming in as the time goes up. So you can't just take a snapshot of the bid side of the liquidity up the top. It's a volume coming up over time. Right? People are coming in, everybody's getting dumped on. So 100 billion up here. This is what the market cap was at the top. So you know how everybody says, oh, I've lost 90% of money. You didn't actually lose 90 or 99% of your money. Not only is that number fake, but you got to know this. Only 3% of people can actually get out there. It's just like you're watching a roulette machine and like, oh my God, I lost all my money because then the ball spun around like 7 and you bet on 7. You're like, oh, I landed on 9. It's the same thing. Not everyone's going to win. So this is what actually happens. What happens is we all look at this top print, this price quote, and we say, well, I've lost all my money. No, you couldn't even get there if everybody took profits. I'm going to prove it to you. You remember that number, 3 to 5%. All right. Now, what's most important is you can actually check this information on chain. You can go verify it. I've already done all the research. Did it with Chainlink, Uniswap. Go do any other coin. This works for stocks too. It works for stocks. So we've already seen this number. I've shown you for a Cardano, for example. It hit 100 billion market cap. Only about 5 billion could get out. And it's people buying in, playing for the $10. That's why we call them exit liquidity. Who's buying up here? This is $2 to $3 Cardano. They're playing for $10, but what they're not doing it. What they don't know is they're getting dumped on. This is happening in every single coin, by the way. Taking profit is very sensitive. If everybody took profit, you can never get out. The whole game is to survive long enough so that the network grows. But as you've seen from this bear market, most people have realized every narrative is truly a scam and will only get you hurt. Name me any coin, I don't know what it's coming from. I don't care if it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, SHIB, Pulse Chain, HEX, PulseX, everything. Chainlink, it doesn't really matter. Name me a coin. You know all the narratives are BS. They're just describing the color of the green candles. You know they are. Look how much they served you in the bear market. Didn't serve you at all. In fact, got you more pain because you feel betrayal. It's true. It's true. You felt betrayal. You're like, oh my God, I thought this thing was going to do okay. Nope, it didn't. We all got hurt. So I'm here to tell you, right? I bet you wish you were that 1 in 20 because 1 in 20 is 5%. I bet you were wishing you were one of those 1 people in 20 who actually took profit in 2021, aren't you? You're like, oh man, I'm going to be that 1 in 20 next time. Now we're going to go into the real crux of the issue. The crux of the issue, baby doll, baby cakes, and butterscotch biscuits, is that in the next bull market, we now have millions of souls who have now learned to take profit. There's already 420 million people worldwide in crypto. That's 420 million people who have seen the diminished gain, who have seen that they should have taken profit. You know this is happening, man. You know this is happening, okay? Even without my voice, this is always going to happen. I've been saying this. Crypto gets harder over time. That's it. People learn how to manage the euphoria. They don't pay up too much. This is what happens every single time. Happening in the stock market for over 100 years. We will see less multiplier growth in adoption. We will see more diminished gains. So the gains will get lower, 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 as they have in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Why? Everyone learns to take profit earlier. They do. So, just so you know, friends, Cardano hit 100 billion up here. When it was at 1 billion, this is what people don't know. See, it was at 1 billion down here. To get to 100 billion, you did not get a capital liquidity injection into the pools of 100 billion. You did not get 100 billion. Okay? You only got like 5 billion. Yes. You only got around that number. Net up, net down. And guess what? You probably got like net 10 billion. And guess what? 5 is gone. Like, it's nowhere near 100 billion. That's just what the market cap is. So up the top, to quote 100 billion, there is only about 2.5% of the market cap in liquidity. So it's actually more like 2.5 billion. But what I did was I said 5 billion. You know why? Because along the way, and this is actually true, I saw it with Cardano, there were whales dumping along the way. Big whales dumping. And they super dumped on this green candle. You know what this was? This was a smart contract official release. I forgot what it was. When Basho or something, I forgot what it was. Vasil, I forgot the name. Happens in every coin, friends. Happens in every coin. Every single coin. So I'm not taking a stab at like Cardano. Every single coin did this. Bitcoin, you had the Chinese insiders dumping. You had all the filthy insiders, BlackRock. You had JP Morgan. You had Goldman. All the scum, friends. All the scum. So we're no strangers here. And what's wonderful is we can use the HEX example because it's actual real on-chain data. So here's the thing. This is the top 10 dumpers of HEX. Now, just to remind you, HEX up the top had about a $45 billion market cap. 45 billion. There was about It was about 50 cents, about 90 billion circulating, and then it had huge inflation on the way down. The coins got added. It is what it is. It's about 100 and something billion now. It's about 100 billion. You could just use 100 billion round number if you want for circulating coins. So 100 billion times 50 cents is 45 billion, right? So you're looking at that market cap. So that's why I'm telling you market cap is important. Why? What does 50 billion mean up here? Let's just use 50 billion. What does it actually mean? What it means is if you go and you survey every single person in the HEX community, same as the Cardano community at the top, if you surveyed all of them, go, how much money do you have in this ecosystem? And they told you their number. Well, if you go and add up all the numbers that everybody thinks they have stored, that's going to give you the market cap. That's why market cap is important, because everybody thought they were storing 50 billion in the protocol. As we know, what came next? Minus 99%. Very important to know this. Now you know this. You are welcome. How much money was actually taken out? So remember, everybody thought they were storing 50 billion. That's what it's meant to do. Monetize time. They were all talking about, Ricardo Corazon's talking points and stuff. The same as Cardano and all every other chain, friends. Same thing, every other coin. But look at this. The top 10 dumpers sold about $100 million. Right? 10 people sold about 100 million. And if you scroll down, it goes like all the way down. There's 6 million, 5 million, 4, 4, 4, 3, and it goes all the way down. But 80% of the damage came from the top 20%. That's yes. Look, I know it's a pyramid structure. It's the same thing in Bitcoin, same thing in Ethereum. That's just what happens, friends. It's just Pareto. Everything in life is like that. So here I am. This is old post from me, just telling you it's pretty wild. Just those 10 people took 100 million USD out. But the other 130,000 people held it down and got destroyed. That's true. That's absolutely true. Every coin holding down offside. All right. So it's very interesting to think about it. So even though we can go verify this on the data, by the way, tsharedata.com. Here I am to summarize. The top of HEX had about $25 to $30 million in the liquidity pool at the very top. You got to think about that. What was its market cap? Its market cap was about 50 billion. Isn't that wild? You think, wait a minute. So think with me. If you went and surveyed every single person out there, how much money do you think you have, non-origin address included, that would all add up to 50 billion. Everyone's got 50 billion. But if you look at the doors, right? So everybody's in the house. Look how small the door is. The door only has literally $30 million in the pool. Wild. You want to do that number? At any point, this is how much But by the way, this is just a snapshot of a day. If you do 30 million divided by 50 billion, right? Look at that. That's wild. Only like 0.6%. That's wild. That's even smaller. 0.06. That's tiny. But that's not actually the real number, friends, because we got to see evidence. Thank you to Benny for doing this research for me. A lot of people took more profit along the way. Just share with you how much was extracted as a percentage from the whole market cap. So 100 million came out here. If you really wanted to, you could just triple it if you really wanted to. But the number's still going to be small. So you know what? We can even 5x it. Let's say $500 million was taken out. It was nowhere near that much. But even if you wanted to, look how tiny that is. 500 million divided by 50 billion, 1,000 million billion times 100, it's 1%. Wow. So what it's basically saying, okay? Of everyone up here, for every 100 people, guess how many people were able to walk out the door? 1. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild? And it's not a pick on HEX. Every single coin is like this. That's why, what I tell you, looking at the snapshot of the very, very high top price, it'll kill you. You're not going to be that 1 in 100. People are going to say that. Guess what? They were the 1 in 100 up here. I know people who sold up here, 1 in 100. Guess what? They're going to be buying early and fumble themselves around because they think they were geniuses. But what they don't know is they just got lucky. They just got lucky. They were the 1 in 100. They don't even know they're the 1 in 100. Okay? This is crazy. It's crazy to think about. 1 in 100. You can even calculate it for something like Bitcoin. Remember, Bitcoin hit about $65,000. So it's like 1.4 trillion. You know what I mean? You can have a look at that with Bitcoin. But, you know, if you just do like 0.02% of that, right? It's like 28 billion. Wow. Isn't that crazy? You're like, wait a minute. You're meant to be worth at the top 1.4 trillion, but only 28 billion actually exited. Whoa. What happened to the rest of the money? This is markets. This is how price quotes and market caps work. This is actually how it works. That's why the whole game is to hope your network effect grows higher and higher so that the volatility gets less. That's what's been happening with Bitcoin over time. That's why Richard Hart has tried to emulate Bitcoin over time, because it's survived so long that its volatility is getting less and less over time. Super important. So this is the key of the future, friends. So I mentioned here, the key to the future might be seen in the ETH BTC chart, because its volatility is reduced. So what I mean by that, well, if we look at the ETH BTC chart, in the first cycle, it was super, super volatile. See this part? Bang, volatile. And then we dropped 94%. But in the next cycle, we weren't that volatile. We went up, and look at this, went up and like bang, 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 around here. So we're hoping ETH BTC shows us the way. That's what we're hoping. By the way, very risky, not financial advice, no idea. Only Ethereum can do it with the liquidity bonding. And hello, it's Ethereum, a true blue chip. You know, like we can sit here and say, yeah, we got the best community and all the narratives. We do, okay, but what's the market say? The market has bonded Ethereum and Bitcoin together. With each cycle, humans learn. There's less euphoria in existing coins that go up. So that's why I'm telling you, don't forget. You always hear people say, you got to take profit, you got to take profit. Yeah, but you know, if everyone takes profit, you literally never get off the floor, ever. Ever. You can only take profit. This is the sad part, okay? This is how all markets work. You can only take profit. So HEX started, look at this. The starting base of HEX back here was 5,000 people, all right? 5,000 people. Up here, you had about 100,000, okay? About 100,000. So you got to think, yes, you know these 5,000 people? You can tell them to take profit, tell all of them to take profit, but look what happens. 5,000 win, 95,000, 100,000 lose, right? Some of them are going to take their loss, not really going to hold the whole way. How crazy is that? But that's the same thing that happens in Bitcoin. That's happening in Bitcoin, friends. Everybody's exit liquidity for Roger Ver, Max Kaiser, who says they're never going to sell. Can he prove it? Not really. You don't really know. I don't trust any of them, friends. I don't trust any of them. I'm sure they hedge themselves with like, you know, property and other weird stuff. Okay, they do. They do. So that's the truth. That's the truth. Same as Cardano, right? Cardano had 10,000 daily active users here, and it went up to 100,000 daily active users. That's daily active users. Just imagine the people holding the coin. So yeah, that's right. Look, we're hoping we are part of these 10,000, but the sad part is, how do you make money? You're going to win because you're dumping on the next 100,000 people. That's all markets. That's why you only win from that greater full Ponzi theory. You need more people coming in. The government already knows this. That's why they keep forcing people into the stock market with 401ks. That's why I'm here to tell you. What do? Of course, take profit. Of course. Okay, because you got to believe in a bigger and brighter future, and that the system and ecosystem gets bigger. But just know, right, you're probably not going to get that 100x you dreamed about. I hope we do. I hope things change. But on average, look around you. What, you think you're the only genius who says he's going to take profit, or her, or squirrels? Everyone says they're taking profit now. There's 400 million people. You know, if we only had like 40 million people in crypto, fair enough. 40 million will get overwhelmed by the next 400 million coming in. That's exactly what happened in the previous cycle. But now we don't have 40 million people. We have 400. Everybody, where did they come in, friends? They came at the top of 2021. Most people came at the top of 21. They believed in the Bitcoin cybernetic hornet's nest narrative. Even Michael Saylor got destroyed. He got dumped on by the insiders who used him. You see? They just believe, oh, Bitcoin's New York real estate. You see, everybody who bought up here, I know a lot of you have, you ain't taking chances in the next market. That's it. It's obvious when I point it out to you. That's why the whole crowd expects 100x in some coins. I reckon divided by 3. And for most coins, actually divided by 10. That's right. If you don't like those numbers, it is what it is. Let's see how 2024 plays out. I don't really know what's going to happen. I'm just telling you right now. I can tell you one thing. Humans get smarter every cycle. They learn what happens in the past. There's only one thing that can break this. If someone makes an actual new blue chip that rivals Bitcoin and Ethereum. Has it been made? Absolutely no. There is nothing on the market even remotely like that. If it was, we'd know about it. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button on, and catch you next one.